to my first Let's Play reel on the channel, MechWarrior 4 Mercenaries. Now this is a game that came out in, I believe, 2002, based upon a engine from 1999, where the original MechWarrior 4 came out. It came out in MechWarrior 4, MechWarrior 4 Vengeance, MechWarrior 4 Black Heart, I think, and then MechWarrior 4 Mercenaries. And this is widely considered one of the best for its amount of storytelling, its streamlined nature, the just sheer amount of customization that can go into these mechs, and a lot of the personality that are with characters and with otherwise. It's just generally a good game for the time. And it's surprisingly, to me at least, as I've played a little bit of it here, it held up very well. It's still very enjoyable. So I'm going to be doing a Let's Play of this for you guys. Or singular guy, likely. I'm not. This is first LP. Anyhow, I've been doing a little bit of research on these. More so, I've played a little bit of each of them. These guys give you clan tech, the Wolf's Dragoons. They're pretty cool in the lore. These guys give you a lot of clan tech, but the problem is you can't get IS tech, which in this game, why the fuck would you? You can join the Northland Highlanders, you can just get more money for everything. And an okay starting setup. These guys get access to some pretty cool weapons. That's nice. They also have plenty of money to start out with. The Kellhounds, these guys get early access to clan technology. They don't get all the technology. They just they start out with it. They start out with dashers and shit, or something along those lines. They get clan tech, cougars and stuff. So I think I'm going to be joining, likely, the Northwind Highlanders. For no reason. So let's name me. Goofy. McDoofy. Let's put the difficulty to veteran. See, I'm not the best mech warrior, as people like to call themselves. Let's begin. Alright, here's the MechWarrior 4 Mercenaries fucking screen, and someone's bothering me on another thing. Thank you, person. This is it. Multiplayer, basic multiplayer combat, instant action, just create your mechs and go into a fight. Mech Lab, this is where you change your mechs up and all that shit. Options, I'm actually going to go into options likely right now and do some control shit. I'm going to put my basic MechWarrior fucking online shit because I'm a goon. Let's find those here we go. Yeah, this is generally how I do my stuff. Target next enemy is good. Target nearest friendly. I'm gonna put that to T basic, and then there's gonna be something else that was T. That's shutdown mech. Look back, toggle mouse control, eject, searchlight, ordering your lance mates. Yeah, it's normal. Where's my, Ooh, there it is. I like to put that on X, because it changes something else, but whatever that is, I don't really care. I often look for it anyways, just to see what it would be. Likely just toggle away amplification. That doesn't make any difference to me. No problems here. Target previous enemy, target next enemy. Everything looks good. So we have all the mouse buttons being used. Alright, then we put on mouse sensitivity. We then go to turning, or torso. I want to go torso. I want to go a little bit higher on the torso, because I'm going to be likely doing a lot of light mechs and medium mechs, and I'll just adjust that down as they get larger. Or adjust that up even, if I don't really put in good engines into it. Alright, let's begin.
Welcome to the Command Center, Commander. The first step in securing a contract is the Star System Overview. From there, you can view contracts available in each system. Once you travel to a star system, you can click on the Orbital View button to see more details about the contracts available. The free market allows you to buy or sell mechs and armaments and hire new landsmates. The mech lab allows you to modify the loadouts of your mechs.
Alright. The MRBC wishes you well. Goofy, commander of McDoofy. Date, the 1st of January 3066. The Mercenary Review and Bonding Commission, MRBC, wants to be the first to wish you well in your future endeavors. You have passed all of the trial sponsorship programs, qualifying exams, and tests. We are pleased to let you know that you have placed first. You are the cream of the crop, and we expect great things from you. As the Northwind Highlanders has formally recognized you as provisional members and are eager to have you aboard. As you start what we are sure will be a promising career, know that you are being given a precious opportunity. Our fledgling program will depend heavily on your actions and how you handle yourself in the coming months. Not only are you representing your unit, but you hold with you the hopes of the future mercenary commanders who want a chance at becoming something great. We have complete faith in you. Go out and make us and the Northwind Highlanders proud. That's a little blurb. Every week or so, one of these pops up. Usually, it's kind of thing. This is a lot of story building, world building. Here's the stats screen. We haven't done shit. And finally, let's look at the. Here's the star systems menu. This is where you go. These are the 2 planets we can go to: Eaton, a desert planet, and Helleron 5, a very cold planet, snow and ice and shit. The free market is where you can purchase things like mechs, weaponry. I always go for MRMs early on because those things are fucking brutal. You can sell your mechs, you can sell weapons, you can purchase personnel to help you with yours, and otherwise, but I'm just going to be doing some quick and easy replacements. Let's see here. Strut Bulls. Yep. Select guy. Let's put Bullseye in. Bullseye has a lot high gunnery stat. These 4 stats, actually, I should explain. Gunnery. That is the aim of your mech fighter, your MechWarrior. If they don't have ammunition weapons, I personally say if it's above 80, it's okay. Because you don't need 100 gunnery if you have fucking, like pulse lasers or something, or you have like continuous beam on your mech, or like missiles even, because missiles are lock-on most of the time. Piloting is your character's ability to, use their mech, their speed, their reaction time, their, intellect when it comes to piloting. It is their aptitude as a mech pilot in the field, how well they can dodge attacks, how well they can move their body, how well they can position and keep themselves in the fight. That's generally what that describes. Sensors. If you put like Beagle Active Probe or other sensors on, this guy is the most, like, the higher that is, the higher likelihood that they're going to spot something from far away and say, hey, look over there. Guess what that is? Calms it up. Hi, everyone. We've got a problem here. And finally, blind fighting. During the night without a light. Sometimes you'll lose your light. Sometimes you'll even lose your GUI and HUD. That happened to me during one campaign. So blind fighting is how well you do without being able to see or understand anything. And he has a relatively high blind fighting skill. I'm going to be replacing him with... Where is he? From Rufus, who, if you can see, that's a 45 difference in gunnery, a 30 difference in piloting, 30 difference in sensor, and 20 difference in blind fighting. He is far superior. I'm then going to change him out with Beowulf. I'm going to also bring Beowulf along, because he is far superior as well. And also, I just like his voice. He's a rather fun person to speak with you during your missions, because everyone has a little voice on the comms, and everyone will try to say something. So I'm going to purchase these 2 and hire them. I'm going to drop Shredder, finally, because we don't need Shredder. Then we're going to be looking at what I have. Ooh, I am going to sell... We do not need the Fleas, and we do not need the Osiris's. Immediately off. Let's look into the medium mechs. We can get a Hellspawn, which if we sell another Raven, could bring us a Hellspawn. here's all the mechs. These are light mechs. These are the small mechs. They're the fast mechs. They include wolfhounds, ravens, Osiris's, fleas, even dashers. These things are pretty good for a light mech. Then here's the medium mechs. These are the Chimera, the Hellspawn. They have higher tonnage and thus have more room. I'll explain this in more detail. The heavy mechs, we don't have any. And assault mechs, we don't have any. But for now, I'll purchase this. And then we're going to finally go into what I like to think of as the actual hub. This is where you do things. This is where things happen. So we're going to be looking through this. What I usually do is I immediately go for anything with C behind it, because C it stands for clan, which is the superiority over the inner sphere, is that there's two factions. Essentially, there's a bunch of smaller factions, but there's the inner sphere, rocked by inner sphere, war, and then there's the clans, who are bred for war, and bred for unification, and bred for fucking shit up. So the clans have done everything to make sure that their mechs and their stuff is superior to the inner sphere. There is no balancing, it's just straight up clan is better. Because it's superior. It's designed to be superior. It is superiority almost in every field. The only difficulty is sheer numbers and faction difficulties, because they're clans. They're not one unified body. They're not one government. They're clans. They're going to squabble and bitch at each other. So in that circumstance, they're kind of screwed. What I'm going to do here, though, is I'm going to try and see if I can't... What do I have on me? LRMs, SRMs, C-Streak 4. A single C-Streak 4. Cool. Thank you. These don't... So the difference between Streak and SRM, because they're both in the essentially the same weapon, this can lock on. This cannot. This requires more heat. This does not. This fires slower. This fires faster. That's essentially it. These are considered superior to this because they cannot miss for the most part if you're a good pilot and you actually aim at something when you fire. I've whiffed into mountains before because I just looked in the middle of nowhere. And that's basically it. These MRMs, these things are scary. Well, actually, shit. Let's do this first. LRM, long-range missile. These things are long-range. These things are lock-on. These things will fucking ruin you. They come in large volleys, and they fire relatively slowly. But the good part about them is that they're long-range. You don't have to be attacked while attacking. And you can get things that increase your speed of lock-on and increase the rate at which you can fire and decrease your heat so you can fire more in general. And that is relatively useful, especially when you're the mech in the back telling everyone to go forward and fight as you just pick off low-health enemies. MRMs. These are medium-range missiles. These are the ones that throw in droves. The selling point of them, to me, is their ability to knock things down. An MRM is a medium-range missile. It is almost as low damage as a long-range missile. But its selling point is that it fires so many, and that those so many rock the cockpit of the mech. They make it shake. They make it bothered. It's like when you just shouldered someone, That's essentially what these missiles will do to another mech. And the higher you go, the more there are to shoulder it. Which means you can just knock down mechs. You can send them flat on their ass, if you so desired. And oftentimes I'll incorporate that into heavy mech or assault mech builds, because that is very useful for team. Especially with the Catapult or Yeoman, which is two heavy mechs that you'll be seeing. They're relatively iconic. They are both capable of holding MRM 100s, which means 40, double 40, 210s. That is capable of knocking down any mech under 70 tons, and can knock down a lot of higher, heavier mechs than itself. And it can deal a lot of general body damage, which means that it can pick off anything it wants to. SRMs. The selling point of SRMs is that they fire in small groups, but they do immense amounts of damage. If you get an SRM and you fire an SRM, it does far more damage than either of these MRMs or LRMs. They're short-range missiles. They don't have very long range. but they are brutal in their effectiveness of ripping apart a mech. That's their general thing. And that's why I'm looking through these right now, trying to find something that I'd like. And I can't, sadly. I really cannot find what I want. Which is absolutely appalling to me. That doesn't feel nice. Let's look at the AC-10 now. The AC is autocannon. The higher the rating, the more the damage. The AC-5 does 2.5. The AC-10 does 10. The AC-20 does 20. It scales. And there's two variants. The AC and the LBX. The LBX autocannon is essentially what equates to a shotgun. It does more damage across the board, but at range, it is completely awful. And I have incorporated this into a lot of builds, especially sniper builds. Or, well, not sniper builds, but part breakers, where essentially I'll put two LBXs, or like heavier weapons on them, and then aim for a certain spot on that mech, up right close to him, and just ding, it's gone. Whatever I wanted to be gone is gone. And that's how I use them. Oftentimes, these are not considered very high quality weapons. They're not considered great. So in this circumstance, I will get an AC-10. Oh, we also have machine guns. These things suck. Sell them as fast as you can. They're gonna... Oh my god. Stop doing what you're doing. I'm gonna get rid of these, though. They're atrocious. Alright. Here's our mech lab. And this is where you go to choose your mechs. And these are the mechs you can have. I'm gonna be doing a lot of things. But here's the general gist of it. This is what you do. You just slot things from here into there. If you need an example... Oh, shit. It's fucking... There we go. There's a good example right there. You can just slot things in as you please. So yeah, for now though, I'm going to be ending this episode here so that the next episode can be entirely just, designing our mechs, designing our chassis, everything, designing the 4 mechs we have, the Chimera. Shut up. The 2 Chimeras, the Hellspawn, and the Raven that we have. So yeah, that's what's going to be going on. See you in the next episode, guys. Yeah, see you, nerd.